Alright guys, so here is the last set of factoring problems that I'm going to teach you. These problems have, they're still trinomials like we did in the previous lesson, and they're still quadratics, but they're going to end up having a number in the front of the x squared, okay? Let me just go back to the previous examples that we did, see how they don't have numbers in front of the x. But now these ones do. So before I do that, this one also has a number in the front, but I should be able to factor out the 2. So if I factor out a 2, 2 from here, I can go ahead and that would be, say, x squared, negative 8 divided by 2, that's negative 4x, and then negative 90 divided by 2, that's 45, okay? So now I can go ahead and factor this out. So this would be, let's see, positive 5 and then negative 9, right? Because positive 5 times negative 9 gives me my negative 45, and then 5 minus 9 is negative 4, okay? Anyway, you can watch the previous video to see these examples. But for today's lesson, you might have trinomials where I can't just factor out the negative, the 2, okay? For example, right here, I cannot take out the 2 because these are not common factors. So there's a couple of different methods that we can use. The first one is called grouping. That's the one I'm going to show you. And then I'll show you the next one, okay? This is more of the traditional way on how we do these factoring. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look for factors. Usually you would think, okay, we'll look for factors of 3, but not this time. We're going to actually look for factors that are 2 times 3. We're going to multiply A and C. So 2 times 3 is 6. And then the factors have to add up to 5. So that's just 2 and 3, right? Because 2 times 3 is 6, and 2 plus 3 is 5. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to rewrite my polynomial. So I have 2x squared. I'm going to bring that down. And instead of bringing down the 5x, I'm going to use my numbers here. I'm going to say 5x is the same as 2x plus 3x. So plus 2x plus 3x, and then bring down the 3. So once I do that, I will go ahead and group them. I'm going to group the first 2 together. I'm going to group the second 2 together. Okay? And then I'm going to factor each group individually by GCF separately. So 2x squared plus 2x squared, the GCF here is 2x. If I take out the 2x from here, I just have x remaining. And then 2x divided by 2x, anything divided by itself is 1. Same thing here. I'm going to take out the 3, factor out the 3. So that's x plus 3 divided by 3 is 1. Okay? If I do everything right up until this point, I should have the same thing in my parentheses. And that actually is my common factor. That's one factor. And then the remaining factor would be 2x plus 3. Whatever's remaining, 2x plus 3. And that's that. I'm going to do one more example here. So I'm going to start off by finding the factors of a times c, which is 30, that add up to negative 17. That will be, to get a positive number, I have 2 options. I can do positive times positive, or I can do negative times a negative. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and do negative and negative, okay? Negative 15 times negative 2, that's positive 30, and then negative 15 plus negative 2, that's negative 17, right? Same signs, you add them. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and rewrite my polynomial. So 5x squared minus 15x. I'm going to break down the negative 7 to 17 to say negative 15x minus 2x. That gives me my 17x back. And then I'm going to bring down the c. Next, I will go ahead and group them. I'll group the first 2 together. Now be careful here. This minus has to stay with the 2, okay? But just know that there's a little plus in between. It's not factored. They're not multiplying. All right, let's go ahead and do the GCF. So the GCF between 5 and 15 is 5, the greatest common factor. And x squared and x, I can take out 1x. So that would be x minus 15 divided by 5 is 3, and the x comes out. And then here, the GCF between -2 and 6, I'm going to go ahead and take out the -2. I'll take out the negative as well. Usually, we'd like to take out the negative. Just take it out. So you have, when you take out that, so 6, you just have x. 6 divided by -2 is -3. So there's my common factor. That's my first factor in my answer. And then 5x minus 2, that's my other factor. And that's that. Alright, so that's the grouping method. The next thing I'm going to show you is the slip and slide method. So I wish there was a better name for it. Maybe I can make up a better name. But for now, I'll just show you how to do it. So the other method, the slip and slide method, is, again, we're a little annoyed with this 2 in the front, right? That's what's messing up my easy factoring. So I'm going to actually take it and I'm going to join it with my c. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take out the 2. So I'll put 2x plus 9x, and then 2 times -5 is -10. That's what I did. So I did 2 times -5 is -10. And then there you go. I'm going to go ahead and factor this out. So that's an easy trinomial factoring, right? So that would be, let's see, I need a positive, so the bigger number has to be the positive. -1. 10 times -1 is -10. 10 minus 1 is 9. Now, this is where it gets a little tricky, but and kind of cool actually. So what you can do is this 2 that I have in the front, I'm going to take that and I'm going to divide these numbers by it. Okay? Always the same number, not always a. Okay? And then I'm going to go ahead and simplify the fraction. So I have here x plus 10 divided by 2 is 5. I can't simplify this. Again, it's a decimal, right? So I'm just going to slip it right back up. So I'm going to go ahead and take this. I'm going to put it back up in front of the x here. So that would be 2x and then just minus 1. And that's how you factor using this other method. Let me give you another example. So you're going to start off by moving this over here. So that's x squared minus 7x plus 6. This is a simple factoring problem. I'm trying to get a positive 6, but sum up to negative, which means they both have to be negative. Let's see, 6 and 1. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this 2, the 3, and you're going to divide the numbers. And then simplify the fraction. So you have your x minus 2. And then since I can't simplify this, I'll just flip this right back up. 3x minus 1. So that is factored, guys. Just going to do 2 more. I'll do one grouping method, and then I'll do one slip and slide method. Here's the grouping method. So for the grouping method, remember you're looking for factors that multiply together to give you negative, that would be 72, right? 9 times -8. At the same time, they have to add up to 6. Well, I'm going to need some Desmos help for this one. So negative 72 I can divide it by x. I did this method in the previous video. Turn it into a table, click on the last one, and then just press enter. Now we're looking for 6. There, 4 and -18. I can do positive 18 and -4, right? Because 18 minus 4 is not 6. Oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I can't believe I did that. Oh well. Let's keep looking. I'm rushing. That's what my problem is. Well, 6 and -12. There it is. 6 and -12. That's what I'm going to use. Okay? 6 and -12. I would remake this video, but I don't want to. I'm going to go home. So I'm trying to get 6. So positive 12 and negative 6. There we go. So you have here, I'm going to rewrite my polynomial. So 9x squared plus 12x minus 6x and then minus 8. Look, 12 times negative 6 is negative 72. 12 minus 6 is positive 6. And I use those two numbers to rewrite my polynomial. Alright, so now we're going to group them since I'm doing the grouping method. Now group the first two. And remember, guys, make sure the negative stays with the coefficient, okay? And then there's a plus in between. Okay. Now let's do the GCF. So the GCF between 9 and 12 is 3, and then you also have an x. So 9 divided by 3 is 3, so 3x. So 3x times 3x gives you your 9x back. And then 12 divided by 3 is 4, and then x is factored out. And then here I'll go ahead and divide greatest common factor between negative 6 and negative 8 is negative 2. Okay, take out the negative always. So negative 6 divided by 2 is positive 3x. Negative 8 divided by negative 2 is positive 4. There you go. That's my first factor. 3x plus 4. And then 3x minus 2. Alright, and then the last example I'll do is the slip and slide method right here. So let's go ahead and slip this over here. So that's 36. So I'm just going to say x squared minus 13x plus 36. And then I need to find factors of 36 that add up to negative 13. I think 9 and 4, negative 9 and negative 4. Oh no, one has to be positive, one has to be no, that's good. Negative 4, negative 9, that's okay, that works out. So you have here x minus 9 and then x minus 4. 9 times 4 is 36. Add together 13. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and take that 6. Again, I'm doing the different method here. I'm going to divide both of them by 6. So now you have here x. We're going to reduce the fraction. So 9 and 6, I can reduce it down to 3 and 2. You can do it in Desmos as well, so you can just hit the little fraction button. 3 and 2. And then here, 2 and 3, right? Because 2 goes into 4 2 times, 2 goes into 6 3 times. And then here, I'm going to have to go ahead and slip both of them back. I'm going to put both of them back here. So this is 2x minus 3, and then 3x minus 2. Okay? Alright, actually, let me just go ahead and do these two problems real quick because I have to factor out a GCF first. So the GCF between 10, negative 32, and 24 is 2. So I'm going to factor that out. That's the only thing I can factor out. So 10 divided by 2 is 5, and then you have the x squared. Negative 32 divided by 2, negative 16x. And then 24 divided by 2, that's 12. And then we can go ahead and do the whole method, okay? So the time limit is running out. I went ahead and did this part. I did 5 times 12, which is 60, and then factors of negative 16, and I went ahead and grouped them. So let's go ahead and group it using the GCF. Now this 2 stays on the outside that I first factored out, and then I have here, I can go ahead and take out the 5x, so that's x minus 2. I'll take out a negative 6 from here, so that's also x minus 2. So my factor here is x minus 2, and then 5x minus 6, and then I still have 2 remaining here. I think I'll go ahead and stop the video here, and yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.